Whether it's the smell of the takeout being delivered to your neighbor or the perfectly placed flyer under your door, cravings are hard to ignore. And while there's science that tells us why we long for what we do, cravings are often experienced from the outside in, whether you realize it or not. Hi, I'm Sam. I'm a food scientist for Freshly. Your mouth begins to salivate, your stomach begins to grumble. That's because humans have an incredible capacity to connect memories to flavors. But what is flavor? So flavor is a composite sensation composed of aromatics, taste, and trigeminal stimulation. In short, the sensory experience of a food begins long before it actually enters your mouth. It starts with what I call the gateway to Flavor Town, your nose. Aromatics are gaseous molecules swirling around in the air. So when we heat food, these compounds become more volatile, so they have more energy and are moving around farther and more rapidly. These odors then enter your nasal cavity and signal olfactory receptors that tell your brain what you're smelling, triggering the neural connections associated with the flavor of food. Now, taste is something we're all a little more familiar with. It can be broken down into 5 types: salty, sweet, bitter, acidic, and umami. Are you surprised there's a 5th? Also surprising is that the tongue map they taught you in elementary school isn't actually real. If we're comparing where different taste profiles sit on your tongue to where clicks sit in a cafeteria, things are actually a lot more integrated than you would think. So the final component of flavor is trigeminal stimulation, also known as chemosensation or somatosensory. Now, this is kind of hard to explain, but it's pretty easy to imagine. It's anything that gets your mouth tingling. And this is because foods are actually chemically or physically irritating the cells in the lining of your mouth. So this can be both chemical, like the spiciness from capsaicin and hot peppers, or it could be physical, like the temperature of a food in your mouth, or maybe the roughness or texture. Here it's helpful to think about the spiciness of a jalapeno, or the burn of ginger, or maybe even the effervescence of sparkling water. So your brain then takes information from all 3 systems and it combines it to create this sensation of flavor. So we've talked a lot about some external factors that can cause your mouth to start watering. But sometimes it's not exactly clear where the hankering is coming from or exactly what it's for. That's because emotions and hormones are some of the strongest factors when it comes to craving. Your adrenal glands are the home of hormones that regulate your metabolism, immune system, blood pressure, response to stress, and more. So if you're feeling stressed or sad, your adrenal glands release cortisol, which often makes you crave salt, fat, or sugar. So when you get that text from your boss asking you to get back online, it's a natural reaction to crave the candy, chips, or whatever junk will fill that void. Thus starts a cycle of stress eating, guilt, and so on. Even though we lead more sedentary lives than our ancestors, humans are still hardwired to need sugar and fat for burst and for sustained energy. We'll say that again. Humans need fats and sugar. However, those sugars and fats often come from mass-produced, engineered to be craveable, overly processed food with flavor enhancers stronger than anything found in nature. So while it may be just one bite today, you'll need more and bigger flavor the next time to get the same hit. So you'll crave a candy bar, not an avocado. But there is hope. Our palates and preferences can and do change, meaning they can be trained. The best way to get yourself off the processed food and guilt train is to taper off with whole, real food by using your natural cravings to your advantage. So try 1 less spoon of sugar in your coffee this week, 1 less the week after that. The biggest thing to remember, don't aim for perfection, aim for progress. Managing cravings, like life, is all about balance. And at the end of the day, we're only human.